Welcome to a video about the Flemish language. Flemish is an Indo-European language descended from Germanic and spoken in Flanders, which is the northern part of Belgium, as you can see in the photo there. It's the Belgian version of Dutch and spoken by about 6.5 million people in Belgium and 23 million worldwide. It diffused to Suriname and South Africa along with other countries during Belgium's push from imperialism and the reign of the Dutch East India Company. Flemish has always been spoken widely in Belgium and especially in Flanders among the lower class people. However, it's failed to gain much traction among the upper class and ruling class because Belgium has been ruled by many other countries, giving it little time to make its way into the upper class culture. When France governed Flanders in the 1800s, it made French the official language, repressing Flemish in government business. From 1898 to 1963, Flemish was granted official status, but was still slow to reintegrate back into the upper class. In 1963, a law was passed making Dutch the only language that was allowed to be used in public life in Flanders. Now this is government signage, such as road signs, timetables, and courts. This was revitalizing the use of Flemish in Flanders, but outside of Flanders there was still very little use of Flemish, since French is still spoken in the other parts of Belgium. This 1963 law established language areas, which were essentially groupings of communities that had a shared language, French, Flemish, or German. These language areas were then given an official language based on the majority language in them. This led to small outcroppings of language areas scattered around the country. The problem with this was that each language area's signage had to be the same, leading to the language of street signs and train timetables changing many times on a commute due to the small size of language areas. In 1970, the Belgian government rewrote its constitution and included language area reform in it. The legislation, which still stands, defines 4 language zones: Flanders, Wallonia, and Brussels. Now those are only 3, but Wallonia is actually divided into 2 language zones. Flanders speaks Flemish, West Wallonia, which is the larger part of Wallonia, speaks French, Brussels is a bilingual zone speaking both French and Flemish, and East Wallonia speaks German. The purpose of the language zone is allowed them to make their own laws about language, which will lead to the renewed popularity of Flemish as a language.